Okay, we've got a 2008 VW Passat. Okay, it's a 2 litre TDI. I believe it's the B6 chassis. We've got a engine warning light come on for a p2102, which indicates there's a fault with the throttle actuator circuit low or something. Right, the throttle is this part here that bolts straight onto the EGR valve. Now, for the sake of price for a used part, we're just gonna attempt to put a used part on, see if it cures the problem. And it's not ideal. We should be doing other checks, checking the wire integrity, and maybe do some other checks. But for the sake of 18 quid, that's all the part was. And there's no guarantee it's going to be any good. But let's just give it a go. Worst case scenario, lost 18 quid, you know. So we've got to get this part off. It looks like we're going to have to take off the EGR, the intake pipe, and remove the EGR valve assembly and throttle body as one. Once we've taken it off and fitted it, we'll clear the fault code and see if they come back. There was no drivability problems with it. It's just literally the engine management light come on, and it gives us the one fault code. Clearing the fault code doesn't do much good because it comes back on within 30 seconds or a couple of revs. So we'll just simply change this part and see how we go. Right, remove this plastic ducting that's here. Just give you a little bit of extra
2 screws
room.
here and there.
Yeah, a couple of screws there. Get that out of the way. EGR pipe, it's a spline bit. The number it is, I'm not sure. Let's say M10 spline. 2 bolts holding that on. Right, okay. To get this whole assembly off, we're gonna, once you've undone the EGR pipe, to get the whole assembly off, we've got a bolt here, T27 Torx, and one that comes right up the back, threads through the throttle body and the EGR valve assembly. You've got a rubber hose you've got to take off first. A bit of wrestling, a couple of screwdrivers needs prying off. It's quite tight because it's old. The rubber's gone a bit hard. So yeah, just get up the back. Leave these bolts in so it's not rattling around too much. Get that bolt out the back. A bit fiddly, but it can be done. There's a 10mm bolt that holds the dipstick housing on as well. See, this is a long bolt that goes straight up through both housings. So I'll take the other bolts out we've just slackened off. And hopefully the assembly should come through. What I have noticed is we've got another cable attached to the EGR valve. There's a plug down there. It needs to be removed as we remove it. You can see that. It's just down there, right in the centre of the screen. There's a wire on the throttle body, plug that's been disconnected as well, which is this one. This is the replacement used part. So we gently pull it away and a screwdriver down here on that plug. Alright, okay, so it's out now. This is the EGR and the throttle assembly. As you can see, it's going to need a bit of a clean up. The EGR, but there's a lot of carbon built up in there. We've not got an issue with the EGR, but we're changing the throttle. We'll just as well give it a good clean before it goes back in. Makes sense. And we'll get this throttle body changed over. 2 bolts holding together. It's kind like glued together. It just needs a little bit of a bar. Obviously aluminium surfaces, we don't want to damage it. Luckily it's come apart. Right, okay, so we'll give the EGR valve a clean. It's not perfect, but we didn't have any issues with it. It's 100% tight, better than what it was. So we've got two screws that have got to bolt the throttle to the back to the EGR, which is here and here, here, and the other bolt which has got to go on is a long bolt when it's off and back up to the engine. Just tighten them two screws down. Okay, getting it back into place. Remember, we've got to plug this connector in to the EGR valve, which is here. So it's not very easy to show, but there's a long bolt you've got to put in first. Once you've offered it up, it goes straight up the back. See it poking up. Maybe not.
Put that bolt in first, I think, David.
Okay, all three bolts are started. It's best to get these top two in first. It makes it easier to locate the long one at the bottom that goes straight the way through. So yeah, they're all in now, so they're just being nipped up. Okay, before we get the bottom pipe on, don't forget this little 10mm bolt, just a little bracket that holds the dipstick tube on. Otherwise you won't be able to get it back on when the pipe's on. Bolt the EGR pipe back on, the spline bolts, tighten them up, and we're ready to put this rubber hose back on. There's a little bit of a struggle, persevere, probably the hardest bit of the job, getting this bloody pipe on. Push it down to the bottom first, and then squeeze it up through to the top. So that pipe's on, Jubilee clips are on, tightened up. Make sure this plug, that's the last thing to do, don't forget yourself, put that plug on. Okay, all the ducting's just all clipping back in now, and now we better clear the fault code and hope it doesn't come back. So I've got this little handheld fault reader, nothing special about it. The diagnostic port on a passat is just underneath the driver's side by the accelerator pedal. Right, we're plugged in. Let's put the ignition on. Just going into OBD fault codes. We'll read the codes again. Right, so it's 2102 we had. We took a gamble at buying a second-hand throttle actuator, and so we'll clear these codes. Before, it was coming back within about 30 seconds, the fault code. You see the engine lights on the dash there. So if we erase the codes, erase done, and then we'll start the car up now. Okay, the lights, we've erased the codes. I've got No engine warning light on the moment. Just do a quick read of the code again. No codes. I'm giving it a few revs. Last time when you revved it, it came on. Light come back on. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's a fix.